All right, let's do this here, people, on a, good Christ, what is today? Tuesday, I believe. Yes, it is Tuesday. How could I forget? $2 Tuesday at wagertalk.com. We're excited here on the Joe Raineri Show because it is what March Madness is all about tonight. And I'm really excited because I actually have my audio working right now, which is wonderful because, unbeknownst to me, I spent pretty much the better part of 30 minutes last night just coming across with some of the most brilliant dialogue I think I have ever done in the history of the Joe Raineri Show, and none of you were able to hear it because the sound didn't work. So I do believe that the levels are all working here, so already we are off to a banner start. This is going to be a hell of a day, and it is brought to you, of course, by our friends at uwager.eu. It is where America bets. It's where this show bets, and I certainly hope, guys, that it is where you are at the very least line shopping for tonight's games. Plenty of action, NBA, N.I.T, a couple of play-in games for the tournament. So much to get to here. We're excited, and we can't think of anybody better to talk to and to kind of help us along and point us in the right direction than our good friend Ralph Michaels, wagertalk.com. Ralph also has a monster play. He's got a 5% play tonight that he is all over. Also, our other friend, our good friend Teddy Covers, is also the Tuesday $2 capper at Wager Talk. So he's got a 5% NBA play happening here. So a lot of great information. We're going to talk to Ralph, figure out if there's a way that we can get you guys not one but both of those plays. But the best way, of course, is if you guys head over to wagertalk.com right now. Pick up the 5% play. And Teddy, of course, is the Tuesday $2 handicapper. So nothing but information, nothing but great, valuable, free information over at wagertalk.com. And we're going to talk to Ralph here in just a minute about the N.I.T tonight and some of the other games that he's searching and looking at, and nobody does trends and angles like our friend Ralph Michaels. So we'll go ahead and get that going for you. Also, want to remind you guys again, if you haven't done so, doing it once again, letting you guys know this is where you want to go, right? You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to call 1-800-UWAGER. That's 1-800-UWAGER, and it's very simple. While you are there, here's what you do. They're going to answer the phone on the second ring. You're going to say, hi, want to open up an account. My code is JRS50. They're going to say, sure, Mr. or Mrs., no problem. And then literally about 3.5 minutes later, boom, you are going to have your account set up, and you are going to have an additional 50% deposit match bonus in there. Why is this so important? Because, guys, if you are not line shopping this time of year, all right, I don't know what to tell you. $4.6 billion of the $8.5 billion bet in sports is happening this week. And do you think the books aren't aware of this? Or do you think that there's not an opportunity to get value and get the right number? Because if you're not betting the right number, you could end up losing your ass. And we don't want that to happen here on the Joe Raineri Show. So that's why we tell you, rule number one, you gotta line shop. And listen, you have a book. If you're local and you can drive to one, kudos, okay? But if you're not, you need to have a valuable offshore book that you guys can trust, which is why we've told you about UWager. 1-800-UWager. Give them that code, JRS50. Set it up right now, and you got yourself a 50% deposit match bonus, and you can start line shopping. Already, I can tell you, and I've got 5 books that I use, guys, offshore. I've got 5 of them. And I can tell you already, 3 out of the 4 bets that I have made so far, I have placed at UWager due to the fact that their pricing just blew everything else that I was seeing out of the water. So sometimes I'm talking as much as a full point to a half a point in my favor of what bet that I was placing. I found that at UWager. So pricing is phenomenal right now. Customer service is phenomenal. And if you are sitting there going, huh? It's simple. 1-800-UWager. You call them, you give them that code, JRS50, and have them set you up with an account so you can start line shopping. That is what it is all about. So we're going to get to that. More from that. We're going to talk to our friends at trendybets.com. Also want to remind you guys, if you haven't done so, make sure you guys are downloading the app to the Fantasy Sports Radio Network, and we've got you covered all throughout March Madness as we lead into Major League Baseball season, the NBA playoffs. We've got you covered from sports betting to DFS for daily fantasy players or year-long fantasy players. Nobody's got you hooked up better than we do on the Daily Fantasy Sports Radio Network. It's a free app download. Go to Google, go to iTunes, download it, take us with you. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning Eastern Time. We started off by making it rain, me and Dane Martinez, followed by the legendary degenerate himself, Mr. Gabe Morency. Him and I, along with, I believe, Kelly in Vegas is going to join us in studio tomorrow, live in Manhattan. Kelly Stewart, Kelly in Vegas from WagerTalk.com. She's going to join us for the morning after from 9 a.m. till noon tomorrow. So you can see we've got you from 6 a.m. till noon. We've got you covered. Everything you need to know in the world of sports, sports betting, and daily fantasy and year-long fantasy. We've got you covered. So download us today. It is the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. Download that app. All right, we are excited. Plenty to get to. Want to hear more about the plays tonight that Ralph has got, and we will go ahead and get him on the line and do that. But also, we want to go ahead and thank our good friends at Miami Acura for supporting us and making this possible. They have been there from the start, and when I tell you, guys, it is all about line shopping, right? You want to get the right number because that's what you're shopping. Same thing when you're going car shopping, and nobody gives you better numbers to the bottom line at the end of the day than our friends at Miami Acura. So you can call them now at 855-564-4669. Set up an appointment. Go take a test drive, that all-new 2019 RDX. Or you can simply visit them at miamiacura.com. You can shop everywhere else. Go get your price. And again, just like we shop with numbers, you want to shop around and then go to Miami Acura. They've got you hooked up, guys. That's what we're talking about. Shop the right number. You'll get the right number with Deborah and the gang at Miami Acura. South Dixie Highway, for those of you that know who Pitbull is and where to find them. Outside of that, simply go to miamiacura.com. Go get the car that you've always wanted. Only do it this time at a price you didn't think possible. That is what they do at Miami Acura. All right, coming up here, top of the hour, we'll have you all set up there with our friends from TrendyBets.com. But in the meantime, our good friend Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com, coming up next. Welcome in. Well, it starts here tonight, doesn't it? We've got March Madness fever, a couple of play-in games for the tournament, not to mention the start of the N.I.T, CBI, CIT. We got a whole lot of three-letter things going on here. What does it all mean? It means we got to talk to Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com, so he can help navigate us through all of these tournaments. And Ralph, you and I, we talked, a couple of weeks over the last couple of weeks, and, the tournament of 64 is a lot of fun, but I'll be damned if there ain't some value going to happen not only tonight with the NIT, but also these other tournaments as well provide us the opportunity for some great value.
Joe, for years I've said that there's by far more value in the other tournaments than the NCAA. You get weird scheduling spots. You get unique matchups. You get teams that are motivated against teams that are not motivated. When you get to March Madness and you're talking about the tournament, it's structured. You're playing Thursday or Friday, and then you're playing Saturday and Sunday. If you win that game, you're going to play this team. So your coaches are able to prep for those teams and get you ready for practices in case you win. Those aren't the cases in the CIT. You don't know who you're playing. You don't know where you're going. Whoever sells tickets gets to host games. So you find very unique situations, very unique traveling spots, and again, a lot of value in those off tournaments. I'm sure I will have more plays at the end of March Madness in these non-tournament plays than I will the NCAA tournament. And I will tell you this, I will have by far many stronger plays in those off tournaments, including a 5% top play tonight in Tuesday action.
I love this. All right, we'll get to that. WagerTalk.com. Remember that, guys. If you're new, if you're just joining us, or hell, if you guys have been here for a while, you know Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com. Definitely the place that you want to go if you are looking for some direction and some guidance here over the next couple of weeks. And anytime I hear that 5%, I know it's going to be good. So remember WagerTalk.com. We'll tell you how to get that. But talk to me about, you saw the seeding, right, Ralph? Were there any surprises to you? Do you feel that maybe some people are maybe a little overseeded and maybe a team or two are underseeded? Was there any one or two teams that stuck out to you that you went, yeah, that doesn't seem right?
Oh, absolutely. You know, you could point out that Villanova won the Big East and beat Marquette twice, yet Marquette's higher than them. You could say that Oregon won the Pac-12 as bad as the Pac-12 is and be a 12 seed. I know the folks at Cincinnati are bitching that they're a 7 seed, and Michigan State's bitching that they were probably the number 1-2 seed, but they had to play Duke, you know, if you got to the Elite Eight. But in some of those instances, I say be careful what you're complaining about. You know, I went to the Cincinnati paper, and in the headlines, it said the Bearcats got hosed with a 7 seed. Well, the Bearcats, of course, had beaten Houston and won the American Conference, and people thought they were better. But why complain about a 7 seed if a higher seed would have been a worse scenario? If you were the 6 seed like Villanova was, you wouldn't have had to go to Connecticut. If you were the 5 seed in the South like Wisconsin was, you would have to go to San Jose. You are the 7 seed, and you are traveling 100 miles away to Columbus, playing in-state. Why complain about a 7 seed? It's the best thing they could have ever done to you. So the seeding isn't as important as looking at the matchups, looking where you're playing. Sometimes I think they make some adjustments for the right reason. So I don't concern myself at all at the seedings. If I think someone got a bad draw because of a placement, then obviously that's handicapping tool that I'll use to my advantage. But again, a situation like Cincinnati is a perfect example why be careful what you complain about, because being a better seed would have been much worse for that team.
Amen to that. Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com. Make sure you're tailing him, too, on Twitter, guys, at CalSportsLV. A couple of play-in games here tonight, Ralph, over the next couple of days. But, of course, tonight, a lot of talk about Belmont, and it seems to be one of these, and every year we get them, right? One of these mid-majors, one of these slight underdogs that everyone hops on board. Everyone loves Belmont, but going up against a Temple team whose coach, Dunphy there, this is it for them. They're going to be excited, and they defend the 3 very well. And on the other side, we know Belmont loves to chuck up the 3. So something's got to give tonight. Belmont laying 3.5. What do you like about this game?
Well, I agree. I'm actually surprised Belmont got in. Not that I'm displeased they got in. Ken Palm has them at number 54. But you look at their body of work, and they played the number 230 schedule, and their only Power 5 conference team they played the entire season was Purdue. They lost by 11. Their best win the entire year was against Lipscomb, which is like a middle 50 team as well. So to me, they haven't proven they belong here. Temple's been here and done that. Temple is a team that, lost to Wichita State in the first round, but finished the season 6 out of 7 wins, knows how to play this physical basketball. They're not quite the same physical team as they've been in the past, but they don't turn the ball over. They're a team that I did not play this game. It wasn't even in my mix. I would have made Belmont a small favorite, but if I had to pick a side, I probably would go with the Temple Owls.
Yeah, and it's and again playing with that emotion, and the final game of the coach possibly trying to get into the tournament. It's interesting, and then you look at the other play-in game, Ralph, where you've got one team that is very well rested, in Fairleigh Dickinson, and then you've got Prairie View. This is going to be the 4th game in a week here, so this too is another one of those situations where something has got to give. Let me ask you this: who do you think's got a better shot at giving Maryland a harder time here, Prairie View or Fairleigh Dickinson, or Gonzaga rather, for that matter? Who's going to give them a harder time?
I don't think either. I don't think there's a concern about either one. This game to me is a toss-up. There are 353 teams in Division I basketball. Prairie View played the number 338 schedule. Fairleigh Dickinson played the number 340 schedule. Neither team has a win against a top 200 opponent. Prairie View won their opener against Santa Clara. Santa Clara at the time was about 185 in the rankings. So it's a game that I don't have a play on. It's a game that both teams got crushed in their non-conference schedules and then basically ran through their conference schedules getting to where they are. It's a game that is going to get a lot of volume tonight, but I can't pick one team over the other, to be honest with you. And even if you said, well, hey, you're forced to make a pick, I couldn't even do it. They're just that close. And both just being so poor that neither's going to go past this game.
A lot of people circling Ralph, Oregon. They really they have fallen in love from the Pac-12 being the laughingstock. Them losing their best player, right? Bol back in before the holiday. We stuck a fork in Oregon, but they eventually figured out how to have some offense without him. And here they go, winning the Pac-12, and now everybody loves them as a number 12 over Wisconsin here. Great defense. They've figured out how to score some points. Not a lot of them, but man, oh man, what do you make of Oregon? Are they that dangerous as a 12 seed?
Well, I'm one of those who are drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay. So, you watch them, and number one is you got to remember, Oregon isn't a team that is a new flight. Dana Altman took this team, had 3 tournament wins, including beating Duke back in the 2017-16 season. Got to the quarterfinals against North Carolina. Won it, last year they had the down year. They got to the NIT, won a game, and lost to Marquette. So Dana Altman knows how to coach. And you talked about it. Bol was lost after 7 starts. He's Manute Bol's son. He was a 5-star recruit, and they built their entire offense and defense around him. He's that good of a player. He will go into the NBA draft and will be a first-round pick this year. Well, you had to make adjustments. You lost your best player. You didn't have an offense, you didn't have a defense, and you had to make adjustments on the fly. Well, they made those adjustments in February, and after the embarrassment at UCLA, they lost to UCLA 90-83, and they allowed 61 points in the second half of that UCLA game. Since that time, they have won 8 games straight. They have covered 8 games straight. They have held each of those 8 opponents to 42% or less, and only one team, and that was Arizona State in overtime, scored more than the 61 points the entire game as they allowed in that second half against UCLA. When you have a coach like that and a team that's playing that well with a defense playing that well, the coach makes the difference where like I said before, I am buying the Kool-Aid.
Love that. If Ralph's buying it, you should be buying it. WagerTalk.com. He is Ralph Michaels, college basketball god, as he's known in these parts here at Cal Sports LV. I got 1 or 2 other games I want to ask you before we get to some of your NIT plays and systems here tonight, Ralph. But let's start with WagerTalk.com. You do have a big play tonight. You have a 5% play that guys can head over to WagerTalk.com right now and get, but there's also something interesting going on. A good friend of the show, Teddy Covers, is the $2 capper, I believe, at Wager Talk today as well.
It is, and we're going to tell you a secret. Not supposed to do this, and Johnny over at Wager Talk might yell at me, but my play is $30. It's selling for $30. People have paid $30. But, Joe, again, I love what you do for us. Appreciate you having us on, and always a joy. We're going to tell your listeners that if they buy Teddy's $2 play today and get a 5-star NBA play, there's a 60% off coupon to buy my play. So that'll take my $30 play down to $12. So in fact, you're getting 2 5% plays, one in college, one in the NBA, for a total cost of $14.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Stop what you're doing right now. You can come back and watch this later. WagerTalk.com. You heard it. Get Teddy covers, $2 capper. And I guess Teddy's got a big play. He's got a 5% play tonight as well?
He's got a 5% in the NBA. Yep, as the $2 capper.
For $2, take the 60% off. Go get Ralph's for $12. Hello, you got two of the best, guys. You know that. Ralph and Teddy covers 5% plays tonight. Go get them for a total of $14. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. Go over there and do that. WagerTalk.com. Do that now. And Ralph, while they're at WagerTalk, if they wanted to buy the tournament and they wanted to put you in the corner throughout the entire tournament, all of them, N.I.T, C.I.T, CBI, they can do that while they're at WagerTalk.com as well?
They can. If they just look at the top toolbar where there's cappers, go to the Cal Sports page, and all the packages are listed right there on the page.
Perfect. All right, keep it simple. Get to WagerTalk.com, Cal Sports page, but take advantage of the 2 5% plays there tonight. All right, one of the other games, Ralph, that a lot of people also that I have talked with, you think of Ivy League, you think of very slow and methodical and, not a very up-tempo league. And yet here we've got Yale sitting at number 14, taking on an LSU team, very athletic. We know that. Some great players, lacking a coach. But, man, Yale I don't think is the prototypical, unless I'm mistaken. This is a Yale team that likes to run, is up-tempo. And, they don't turn the ball over all that much. They don't shoot themselves in the foot. Am I crazy to think that Yale might be a little bit more than what LSU is going to be used to in this position?
Well, the difference between Yale and being an Ivy team this year, they're not what we're accustomed to, seeing the Princeton offense, like you said, the slow, methodical, pass the ball around, make 6 passes, score a layup. This is a team that is up-tempo. The difference also with the Bulldogs this year is they have an NBA player. Oni is an NBA player. He is their shooting forward. He is a legitimate threat. When Coach K played him back on Saturday, December the 8th, Duke handled him 91-58. But in his post-game press conference, he said, on the opposite court with Oni, you saw a first-round NBA draft choice. So he impressed Coach K that much. So you have a go-to scorer, and that's the difference. You have a very, very efficient offense. Number 4 as far as Ken Palm's concerned. You have a very good tempo. You are number 44 as far as tempo, which is what LSU wants to run. You have a little bit of a size issue. You are decent sized with 6'2" and 6'3" guards, but your center is 6'9", and your forwards are 6'7" and 6'6". So that's a little bit of a disadvantage against Duke, who, of course, has Naz Reid at 6'10" and Big B Williams at 6'11". And, Skylar May is their guard at 6'4". So if Yale's going to have to make some three-pointers to be the difference. But I don't mind backing this Yale team. And like you said, the reason is you don't have your coach. Will Wade is still suspended. Will Wade from Chattanooga did a great job, did an even better job at VCU. Well, this is his second year at LSU, and he's turned them around into a program that's to be reckoned with. But you look at LSU, and they played an amazing 7 overtime games this year. They won 5 of those. A lot of coaching goes into those close games and decisions you're making. They also played an SEC schedule. He was only suspended late in the year, the last couple games, and the SEC tournament. You were already at prep for all your SEC teams. You saw most of those teams the second time. Now they have to go without him, with backup coaches, going against putting up new game plans against opponents they're not accustomed to. I think that's a big deal enough people aren't making enough about in that situation. I will be backing the Yale Bulldogs in this game.
Love that. Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com. Before we get to the NIT, Ralph, one last one. We've talked about this team in the past, and, it's one thing for us to fade the public, right? It's a whole nother thing for us to fade the public who is fading who's backing an underdog. And that's what the public is doing with UC Irvine right now, taking on number 4 Kansas State. This game opened up at -6. It's moved back down now. There's an awful lot of, public love right now coming in on UC Irvine. How good is UC Irvine? I know they can play defense, but, can they keep up with the Kansas State and their guards?
Well, the answer is, I don't know. Yes, their defense is elite. Yes, they are very tall. They have 5 players, 6'8". They are incredibly tall. The difference to me is Dean Wade. Dean Wade missed 5 or 6 games in the regular season. Dean Wade missed the Big 12 tournament. They played well. They lost to Iowa State. The size didn't affect them there because Iowa State's a 3-guard team and they didn't need the guards. If Dean Wade, who's 6'10", can't go, I would not play Kansas State.
Wow.
Dean Wade went to the doctor last night and was getting tested out. We have not heard the reports yet. If Dean Wade can play, I think Kansas State is a steal. All of a sudden, hearing you are only 4.5 point favorite to a Big West team. You are really, with Dean Wade, the best team in the Big 12, and now you're only laying 4.5, or 5 points to an Irvine team that, yes, blew through the Mountain West, but those teams are number 300, 250, 200. The best team you beat was Fullerton, which is number 200. Well, that's 100 spots worse than the worst team in the Big 12, which is West Virginia or Oklahoma State. So I like Irvine. I don't like Irvine in this matchup, and if Wade can play, I think Kansas State is a steal. If Wade does not play, I will not back Irvine, but I couldn't play Kansas State either.
Love that. Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com. Keep an eye on Wade. See that. Monitor that, guys, because that's going to tell you an awful lot. Right now, if he's playing, you got some value on K-State as that's moved down to -4.5. If you're just joining us once again, Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com. Ralph's got a 5% play, WagerTalk.com, 2 nights. He's waiting there for you, and even better news is that our good friend Teddy Covers also is the $2 handicapper at Wager Talk. Now, before you go get Ralph's $30 5% play, if you get Teddy's $2 play of the day, which is also a 5% play, you're going to get a coupon which puts Ralph's play at 60% off. Now, we're not supposed to be telling you this, but we're telling you this anyway. So ultimately, you can get 2 5% plays for about $14. So get over to WagerTalk.com. Start with Teddy Covers. Get his $2 play. Get the coupon. Get Ralph's 5% play. And let's make it a profitable start to the NIT. And Ralph, let me ask you, speaking of NIT here, you got a couple of games. You got one that you like that you circled, and you've got I believe, a system in play here also in the NIT, don't you?
I do. When you go to Wager Talk, and, for those that are new or haven't been to Wager Talk, I have my 5% play up as a package. But if you sign up for a 3-day, a 7-day, or my March Madness package, I have more plays than that. Some days this past weekend, I had 5 plays. You may only see the top play for sale, but you're getting more plays if you sign up for that all-access package. Or like you said, if you sign up through March Madness, you're getting more plays than just that 5-star release. So a lot of people don't understand that. One of the plays that my all-access customers are getting today, I'm going to give you here for free. It's one that I bet. I mean, basically, it's this. When I'm handicapping basketball, if I'm going to personally bet that play, that's exactly the same play I'm selling to my customers. And this play is Providence tonight against Arkansas. We see Arkansas, in a situation that's a poor road team anyway. We see Providence very excited to play this. The Dunkin' Donuts Center up in Providence will have a sizable crowd tonight. They discounted the tickets. They have a great local following. They're very excited to be in the NIT, and they think they could win the NIT. Most importantly tonight, all the publicity is on the March Madness teams. Well, Arkansas is without their best player today. He's decided to sit out like players did in the bowl games. He declared for the NBA draft, and he's just not playing. Well, Gafford is their leading scorer. Gafford's their leading rebounder. He's averaging 8.9 rebounds per game, in that range. I don't have the number in front of me. The next best player is not even averaging 4 rebounds per game. You take by far your best player, go on the road against the Providence team that's going to out-rebound the heck out of you now. I think the Friars are the way to go. One of my 3 plays today at Wager Talk, not my 5% play, but again, a play that I think covers easily.
Love that. Providence laying 6 last I checked there, so definitely you're right. You know, these NITs, Ralph, it's a good time to remind folks that this isn't, brackets. These ain't neutral fields that everyone's going to in different parts of the country. The higher seeds get the home court advantage, don't they?
Well, for the most part, you have to guarantee so many ticket sales. So there are times when the higher seed doesn't have an arena available, where they're not going to delay it. They go to the opposition and they let them host it. So yes, for the most part, the higher seed gets the chance to host it. But again, pay attention, because it's not always the case. There's many times where you have a team that may not be that interested, doesn't want to be embarrassed by only drawing 1,000 fans for a home game when they're an SEC team or a Big Ten team, where they may not host it and just prefer to go on the road.
Love that. All right, now, Ralph, also you've got, and we know nobody does TNA like Ralph Michaels at WagerTalk.com. So what is your system here? You got a system in play here with the NIT we should be looking at?
Yeah, well, again, you're finding systems that are pretty easy, pretty general, and cover a lot of wide topics, and that hits 77% do not happen very often. And this makes perfect sense. We talked about the NIT as being played at a home court. You don't have the same defensive intensity as you have during those March tournaments, or if you're in March Madness or in those conference tournaments. Teams that are at home as a dog or as a single-digit favorite. So the first 2 rounds of the NIT, the only games this doesn't apply to is when you have a double-digit favorite. So single-digit favorite or a dog with a high total over 147. There are 3 games tonight: Memphis, San Diego, Texas, South Dakota State, and Lipscomb and Davidson, where that applies to. The over-under in those games, 33-10, 77% to the over. Teams are a little looser. Teams don't have that same defensive intensity. Teams have some fun in the first half, run the ball, maybe get some new players in. And again, you don't have the same every possession being that meaningful in the first half of the game. So 33-10 to the over. Anytime a team is not a double-digit favorite with a total of over 147.
Love that. You got 3 on tap here tonight, guys. Hope you're paying attention there. Texas, Memphis, Lipscomb, all of those situations play into this system here of hitting 77%, all to the over 147. Great stuff. That's why we look forward to talking to Ralph Have all damn year long here in college hoops. Nobody does it like him. Once again, wagertalk.com. Ralph's got a 5% play tonight that you can get 60% off. If you just go, Teddy covers is the $2 capper tonight. He's got a 5% play. Get Teddy's for $2. You'll get 60% off of Ralph's. For $14, you can get 2 5% plays from 2 of the best at wagertalk.com. And make sure you are tailing Ralph, by the way, all tournament long. Great stuff being posted on his Twitter page at Cal Sports LV. And Ralph, always a pleasure as usual, my friend. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for spending some time with us. And hopefully we'll be crowning a national championship together, and we'll all be laughing all the way to the bank on how many tickets that we cash here over the next couple of weeks.
Joe, always a pleasure. Great show. Appreciate you having me on. Talk to you next week.
So I want to thank Ralph Michaels very, very much for stopping by, hanging out with us. Just a load of information from Ralph each and every time. Gotta love him, guys. That is what he does. He just brings it, man. When it comes to college hoops, there is nobody better, and I can promise you there's probably nobody else that you'd like have in your corner during March Madness. Tonight, N.I.T, the CBI, the CIT, the brackets. Ralph is definitely a guy that you want to get in. The fact that he's got a 5% play right now at wagertalk.com, that you can get a 5% play from him and a 5% play from our buddy of Teddy Covers. Guys, I don't know what you're doing. It's so simple. There's the website. Just go over to wagertalk.com. You can see Teddy right there on the front. He's got a 5% West Coast wipeout winner tonight, a 5% NBA play. Ralph has got you a 5% college play here, and you can see that. You just go to the Cal Sports page under the handicappers, and there is Ralph, and you've got it. You got a college basketball 5% play here tonight with a 150% guarantee from Wager Talk. It doesn't get any better, guys. It does not get any simpler. You got nothing, seriously nothing to lose here. But get Ralph's 5% play. Make sure that you go ahead and get yourself Teddy Covers. Also on the cover there for $2. Guys, what are you waiting for, man? Head over to wagertalk.com. Make yourself a little money. Start off the tournament the right way. A couple of playing games that Ralph wasn't necessarily all excited about there. Kind of a toss-up. He feels he might lean Temple a little bit tonight over Belmont. Doesn't feel like Belmont really should be there. Not exactly. Well, that's what happens when you're dealing with bubble teams anyway. One of the softest bubble years that we've seen in a long, long time. You know, we're arguing over teams with 13, 14 losses here. I mean, we're not talking the cream of the crop. So, not very happy with either of those. Prairie View, terrible. Fairleigh Dickinson, toss-up. You know, like I said this morning on the show, for those of you that joined us, Make It Rain in the morning after, we talked about how, listen, the thing that stuck out to me was Fairleigh Dickinson ranks 51st in the country in free throw percentage. They can, when they get to the stripe, they can hit. Not so much with Prairie View there, 271st in the country. So if this comes down, I think the line is -2, Fairleigh Dickinson. Guys, if it comes down to free throws, who are you going to choose to make those? Fairleigh Dickinson at 51%, or are we going to be looking at, a team that ranks 271st in the country? So I think that's ultimately what it came down to me. But Ralph, much happier with Providence here tonight. Really like that game, laying 6. I think it's moved up a little bit, which is why it's important that you guys line shop. It's now, I think, up to 7. It's bouncing back and forth, 6.5, 7, which is why you got to line shop, guys, which is why you need more than one book, which is why I've been telling you, if you have not done so already, head over to UWager and just call them right now. It is so simple. 1-800-UWager. You give them that code right there, the JRS50. They'll drop a 50% deposit bonus into your account. It doesn't have to be for $1 million, guys. You just got to put a few bucks in, open the account so you can have access to the lines and you can start shopping. And then if you see a line, the best line, that's where you jump on it, guys. That's how you protect yourself. That's how you become profitable. Not taking just a line because it's there. Oh, I couldn't get the number. Well, you can probably get the number, but you've got to go ahead and have multiple books. You got to have a place that you can go more than one, and that's why we recommend UWager. They have been phenomenal. Customer service is top of this world, and the pricing is great. I told you I had already placed 4 bets here today. 3 out of the 4 I placed with UWager. Why? Because they had better pricing. They had better pricing than the other books that I work with. So that's why I'm telling you, you got to have it, especially heading into the this week, March Madness. 1-800-UWager. That's 1-800-UWager. Give them the code JRS50, and they'll go ahead and give you that special 50% deposit bonus right now at 1-800-UWager. All right, we got our friends. We're not done yet with the free play bonanza going on here. You heard from Ralph at wagertalk.com. $2 capper day, Tuesday. Teddy Covers is there. Ralph's got a 5% play. It's at wagertalk.com. He likes Providence. Let's get into TrendyBets.com. Our good friends at Trendy Bets, who have done nothing but deliver you guys winners at over 60% on their free plays on this show. They have been phenomenal. Got a great opportunity in college tonight. They got a big N.I.T. game that they love that they sent over, as well as a big NBA game that they love and that they sent over. So we're going to go ahead and give you both of those, give you an opportunity to see those, and you'll have plenty of time to be able to get these plays in. We're excited every time that we get a chance to hang out with our friends from TrendyBets.com. We love it because that usually means that winners are just around the corner. Why do I say that? Because that's all they have done is deliver winners for us, which is why we love them. So don't go anywhere. We got to spend just about 65 seconds thanking a few other sponsors on the Joe Raineri Show that make all of this possible, but we will get to the TrendyBets.com, their NBA college hoops play of the day. Get ready for this, guys. You don't want to miss it. We'll do that coming up next, but we do have to say thank you very much to our friends at Low Cost Airlines, as well as Superior Cruise and Travel, and let us not forget, if you are in the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, nobody better than our friends at Miami Acura. It's all about shopping the line, right? Getting the best number. Nobody gives you a better number than MiamiAcura.com. Free NBA college plays next from Trendy Bets. Don't go anywhere. Back in 65 seconds. It is the Joe Raineri Show.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. That's 800-901-5536.
Back pain doesn't take vacations. It never celebrates holidays. It's on the job 24/7 to keep your life exactly where it is, in limbo. But it doesn't have to be that way, because Laser Spine Institute can help you take back your life from chronic neck and back pain. With a less than 1-inch incision, our minimally invasive procedures have provided relief to over 60,000 patients with a 97% patient satisfaction rate. So get ready to stand tall and live the life you've imagined for yourself without pain. Are you or a loved one suffering from a bulging disc, herniated disc, spinal stenosis, pinched nerve, or degenerative disc disease? Call our spine care consultants now for a no-cost MRI review and to learn more. It's time to say goodbye to chronic neck and back pain. What have you got to lose? Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery.
Call 855-720-BACK. 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 That's 855-720-BACK.
All right, let's do this. Welcome back in. It is another edition of the Joe Raineri Show, brought to you by uwager.eu. It is where America bets. It's where this show bets. I'm certainly hoping it is where you are going to begin line shopping. If you're just joining us this afternoon, big night tonight, Tuesday night, excited NBA action, N.I.T. action, a couple of play-in games, and we had the pleasure and the honor to talk to our good friend Ralph Michaels from WagerTalk.com, and he reminded us that he does have a 5% play tonight at WagerTalk.com that you can get. And, oh, yeah, by the way, our good friend Teddy Covers also has a 5% NBA play tonight. Now, the good thing about Teddy Covers is the 5% is the actual $2 Tuesday capper right now at WagerTalk.com. If you guys head over there and you get Teddy's for $2, you get his 5% play. They'll go ahead and you will get a coupon for 60% off to get Ralph's $30 5% play for about, $12, $14, something along those lines. So automatically 2 5% winners you could have tonight simply by heading over to wagertalk.com. It is so simple. If you guys haven't done so, make sure that you are heading over there, getting ready. In fact, Kelly in Vegas, Kelly Stewart, Miss Wager Talk, is going to be joining us tomorrow, me and Gabe Morency, on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network the morning after, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's going to be hanging out in studio with us in Manhattan. She's going to be Kelly in New York, not Kelly in Vegas. She's going to be live hanging out with us tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and always great every time we have the chance to hang out with Kelly. She's got that the big premiere of the documentary about Vegas on Showtime that she starred in. And it's always great picking her brain, and don't bring up anything about K-State losing to, UC Irvine there. It's not going to go over well. Big K-State fan as well. She should be. And according to Ralph Michaels, it depends on what Wade is. If he is ready to go, and we should know that about some point here today, and it hasn't been any word yet on whether or not he is going to be healthy enough to go for K-State. But if he is, that line is down to 4.5 in some places, as UC Irvine has become the very trendy public underdog to back. And if it's one thing that we have learned over the years doing this for a while, guys, it's one thing to fade the public. We usually jump all over that. Anytime we can fade the public because the public loves one side or the other, it's great. But it's a whole nother thing to actually fade the public when they're actually backing the dog in the fight, and because the public loves favorites. So the fact that the public is fading K-State here and backing UC Irvine, the dog, it makes me even want K-State even more. So, but we will wait to get that information. And, of course, if we don't hear it tonight, we'll have it for you tomorrow. Make it rain the morning after on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. All right, let's see if we can get a couple of plays up here from our friends at trendybets.com. And now would be a good time to remind you guys, if you haven't done so, head over to trendybets.com. What an opportunity they've got for you right now. They have, let me see so you guys understand this, okay? They have 5 NCAA tournament systems in play that they have been using since 2005. And, oh, yeah, by the way, these systems have combined to go 433 and 282 since 2005. That's a 61% winning percentage and a 17% ROI. All right, these are not fly-by-night. These are actual systems that they have been using since 2005 that have done nothing but produce winners. And you can have the system there. You can go in there, get the entire tournament, and you know what? Take 50% off. Use the code NCAAB50. That's NCAAB50, and you can get yourself 50% off. That is crazy, guys. You can get all tournament long a 61% winning system. Not 1, not 2, but 5. A 17% return on investment over the years. It doesn't get any more proven than that. This is not throw shit against the wall and see what sticks, guys. All right? Do yourself a favor. Get to trendybets.com. Take advantage of the offer that they are working on right now, that they're giving you, not only with their NCAA plays, but, of course, their NBA plays, which they have been giving to us for free to pass along to you since the beginning of the season, and I think we can all agree their plays have done nothing but produce winners and money for you guys, and it's been a pleasure working with them all NBA season long. But it's so simple. TrendyBets.com. Let me put it up on the screen here for you. There it is. There it is. Trendy Bets, okay? You can see their college basketball systems. It's usually $129.99 for March Madness. Take 50% off of that, guys. Use the code NCAAB50. Take 50% off. Get all of their plays. These are 5 proven systems that have been working since 2005. 61% winners, 17% return on investment. That's a lot of money, guys. 50% off right now. NCAAB50. All right, let's take a look at what they like first and foremost in college hoops tonight. Let's switch over to there. and their trendybets.com free college play of the day. Looking Dayton at Colorado. Look at this, Dayton at Colorado. Colorado laying 5.5, actually 4.5, 5, somewhere in that ballpark. The over is 139 last I checked. Here's what we know about Colorado and Dayton, right? We know that the over is 6-0 in the last couple of times that these guys have actually played with each other, which is, of course, important information to know. You want to know what the history is that's going on here. I can also tell you that not necessarily the easiest thing to do if you are Dayton, and that is to travel with the altitude in Colorado. Not necessarily an easy thing to do, which is why a lot of guys will look at this game here tonight and go, you know what? Not an easy spot for Dayton. They face a long commute, but they're going to have very little time to adjust to the altitude. And, oh, by the way, Colorado has covered in 6 of the past 7 outings in Boulder. They also went 11-4 straight up during the season there, and that included 3 wins in a row by an average margin of close to 15 points to close out the regular season. Colorado was also on fire in the tournament. This is a real team. 13-2 straight up, 11-4 against the number. Meanwhile, Dayton 0-4 this season against teams from one of the Power 5 conferences. And whether you want to admit it or not, it certainly looks like Colorado is from the Pac-12. Definitely clarifies as a Power 5. And the over, by the way, 16-7 in the last 23 games following a straight-up loss. I can tell you the total is 139. I personally like laying the number, but the Trendy Bets folks, they love the over in this game. 139 tonight. That's 139. I think it's a really tough spot for Dayton here. That altitude is no joke. Long travel. And Colorado has been money at home to this year, and they're coming off a pretty damn good Pac-12 championship. They did pretty damn well, and I think they're going to do even better tonight. So a lot of points expected, over 139. I would go ahead and lay the 4.5 myself, but Trendy Bets thinks the over is the way to go. All right, now let's check out what they've got going on. NBA tonight. The NBA, TrendyBets.com, loves Warriors, Timberwolves. Golden State laying 5.5, coming off of that beatdown from San Antonio last night. San Antonio has figured out how to play defense. Greg Popovich has finally had his way, and only took him 60-some-odd games to figure out how to play defense in San Antonio, but they have done that, and it was just too much for the Golden State Warriors to be able to come back last night. They're at it again. Minnesota tonight against those Wolves, laying 5.5 total. 226.5, and here's what we know. The over, 4-1 in Golden State's last 5, playing on 0 days rest, these back-to-backs. Plus the over is 4-1 in Minnesota's last 5 games versus a team with a winning percentage above 600. Minnesota generally brings it, especially at home, especially with Karl Anthony Towns a little healthy now finally. They do pretty good against the better competition. The over is also 13-6 in Minnesota's last 19 home games. And how about the over being 19-7 in Minnesota's last 26 when they're playing on 1 day's rest? They've got the rest. Golden State doesn't. When you put it all together, we're looking at an overplay here of 226.5. That is what the TrendyBets.com family loves. That is why, guys, they have been money all season long. For those of you that have been tailing the show, you've been tailing them. They love putting up plays. They love sharing the knowledge and sharing the wealth. And guess what? Tonight, over 226.5, Golden State and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Those are your free NBA and college plays of the day, courtesy of Trendy Bets. Hope you guys will at the very least tail them on Twitter at Trendy Bets. All right, also want to remind you guys, tonight, I believe, 7 o'clock, our good friend, where is he? Want to get it up here on the board. Our good friend Jay, the Sports Keg CEO. Where is he? There he is. Jay, the Sports Keg CEO, and I hope you guys are at the very least tailing him on Twitter at the Sports Keg CEO. We've been telling you about this for a while now, that Jay has put together quite a little show that each and every night on YouTube, his YouTube channel, it's called, of all things, you're going to love this, The Sports Keg. How hard is that for you guys to figure out? Yes. They have put together a think tank for you guys to be able to join them each and every night during the week, especially during March Madness, where like-minded handicappers like yourselves, guys, they jump on and they live in-game wager the games that are going on around, whether it be college hoops or the NBA or UFC, whatever it may be. That's what they're doing. And this here, of course, is the YouTube page that you guys should definitely take a look at. It is called The Sports Keg. Just search that in YouTube. And then join them at 7 o'clock tonight for one of these keg casts. You're going to have specialists, handicappers from around the country, all joining in. And if you've never in-game wagered before, if you've never done live betting, this is the forum and the place that you guys are going to want to go, because all they're doing here all night long for about 4 to 5 hours, beginning at 7 o'clock Eastern time, is they are bouncing ideas off of each other. They are talking about games, talking about systems, talking about different ways to approach and how to go about and make and profit from these live in-game wagering situations. And I can tell you this right now, because I got the latest numbers from them. They are up 56 and a half, almost 57 units year to date on these live kegcasts that they are doing. Guys, that is an absurd number. They are almost 57 units ahead simply by live wagering, and they only started these about a month and a half ago. So they have done amazing, whether it be UFC fights, whether it's been the NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball is also coming up. These guys are awesome, and of course, Jay, the Sports Keg CEO, is the guy leading the crew here, and I would encourage all of you to make sure that you follow on YouTube The Sports Keg. Join him weekly, guys. I mean, every day of the week when there is action, especially this time of year, not only Jay, but the whole gang. We're talking about handicappers from around the country that are all trying to get better. And this is the beauty of this. There's no shunning people. There's no making people feel like, you don't belong. It's none of that. What they're doing is they're trying, because they realize knowledge is power like we do here. They are trying to put a whole bunch of like-minded think tank handicappers together and give you guys an opportunity to learn live in-game wagering, some of the strategies, because it is a different animal than full game and pregame and second half betting. It is a different animal, and they're all trying to do one thing. We all have one goal in mind, don't we? That is to beat the damn sports books. It's not you versus me. It's not them versus you. It is very simply all of us, guys, trying to beat the sports books. And you know what? They got enough money. And the whole point of the Sports Kegcast nightly is to try and take some of that money back and put it in your pocket. So if you are looking for some knowledge, you want to be a part of it, you got questions to ask, this is the place to go on a nightly basis. Head over to YouTube. It's called The Sports Keg. That's what you're looking, The Sports Keg. And our good friend Jay, the Sports Keg CEO on Twitter, he'll be hosting that tonight again, 7 o'clock. So make sure that you get in there. I mean, almost 58 units already in a month and a half. It doesn't get any better than that. Some live in-game wagering there for you. All right, once again, want to remind you guys, if you haven't done so, wagertalk.com today. Ralph Michaels, 5% play tonight, college hoops. Couple that with the fact that Teddy Covers. I'm hanging around Gabe Morency too long. Teddy Covers, $2 Tuesday handicapper at Wager Talk. Again, if you guys head over there, you can see Ralph's 5% guarantee that he's got going on tonight, as well as Teddy Covers. For $2, he's got a 5% NBA play. And if you get Teddy Covers play, you're going to get a coupon, 60% off Ralph's 5% play in college hoops. Ultimately, what does it cost? You can get 2 5% plays for about $14, I think, something along those lines. But you got to get to wagertalk.com. Take advantage, and want to thank Ralph Michaels very much for for stopping by. Looking forward to talking to him again next week. And do yourself a favor, guys. Get to wagertalk.com. Make sure you download the app, the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. Kelly in Vegas will be joining me and Gabe Morency tomorrow on the morning after, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We've got you bright and early, 6A to 9A. Me and Dane Martinez. We make it rain for you in the morning, getting you caught up on everything that you missed overnight in the world of sports, starting your day the right way, giving you the latest lines, the latest numbers, everything you need to know to make it a profitable 2019. We've got you covered on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. So I hope that you guys will download the app and join us. And I want to send a shout-out to those of you that might have stumbled on here. And I see a bunch of guys in the chat rooms here who might be new to the show. Welcome in. It is the Joe Raineri Show, and what we do here is, well, guys, we try to provide a platform for some of the best, some of the brightest, some of the most successful handicappers around the country. Give them an opportunity to come here, and you get to know them, pick their brain, listen to them. No two cappers are the same. We all have the same goal, right? We're all trying to take money from the sports books, but when you get to listen to a Ralph Michaels, when you get to listen to a Kelly Stewart or Teddy Covers and the Joe D'Amicos of the world and the Sports Keg and the list goes on, the roster of guys that come on here, Charles Michel, one of the newest guys that we have brought on for you guys to meet in the world of soccer. When you listen to these guys, you're not the smartest dude in the room anymore, and that's what it's about. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, Dr. Bob Sports is going to join us again. He is all over the map right now. This guy is just busiest time of year, but he's got some very important pieces of information he wants to share, so he's going to come on tomorrow, Dr. Bob Stahl. And for those of you that have been around the block, you know who Dr. Bob is. He's a legend in the industry. He's going to take some time to join us tomorrow and share some of his thoughts about the upcoming brackets in the tournament, and I can't wait to hear what he's got to say, because ultimately what we're trying to do here on this show is not be the smartest guy in the room. If you are the smartest dude in the room, you try to find another room, and that's what we try to do here with the Joe Raineri Show. Give you an opportunity to meet and hear from and get to know some of the smartest, most successful, some of the most dedicated sports cappers around the country. I can't get them all, but I'm doing my best to try and get as many of them as I can here so we can all benefit by it. We can all be a little smarter and also then be a little more profitable in 2019, which is really the goal of what this show is and what we are trying to do for each and every one of you that joins us here during the week. Monday through Friday, guys. Actually, a couple of times on Saturday, hell, even a time on Sunday. We're going nonstop. If there is a game going on, if there is an angle or a trend, or if there is a piece of information that we find valuable, we will bring it to you in these live videos, on our posts, which is why we ask really the only thing, if you can help us out by simply liking these videos, following our pages, subscribing to our channels, and going ahead and supporting the guys that come on this show, the guys like wagertalk.com and Ralph Michaels and Trendy Bets and our friends at Halftime Magic, who once again are gearing up for second half wagering tonight. And if you haven't, make sure that you check out the comment section. Make sure you check out the previous post. Scott was on yesterday talking about second half wagering, and we've already told you how many sharps we have met that they won't ever place a full game wager. They only play second half lines, and that's what halftimemagic.com specializes in, giving you guys an edge second half. And what a slate of games tonight, really. I mean, between the NBA games and what we've got going on with the N.I.T, a couple of these play-in games, CIT, there is an opportunity to be profitable tonight. I mean, big time. There's an opportunity to be profitable. But it starts with you guys taking advantage of the information that we're handing to you and helping us spread the word. And that's the only thing we ask. Like the videos, share them, retweet us, follow us, subscribe to our channels. Support the cappers that come on here, and we're looking very forward to a monster week here in March Madness, as well as finishing the NBA season up strong, because don't look now, guys, baseball is just around the corner, so it never, ever stops. Plus, We've got we've got soccer coming up, MLS. We've got so many different things happening in the world of sports investing, and we've got some of the brightest and smartest dudes from around the country here for you to hear from. So we'll keep going as long as you guys keep supporting us. Appreciate your time. Appreciate the effort. Don't forget Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com. Make sure you guys get there. Take advantage of the $2 Teddy Cover Tuesday Capper Special. All right, 5% play in the NBA. Ralph's got his 5% play. Get to WagerTalk.com. Come back, see us again here tomorrow as Dr. Bob joins us. Some real valuable information and a couple of picks that he wants you to know about before you start heading into, before you hand your brackets in on Thursday. He's got some angles he wants you to hear, and we're going to hear him, and you're going to hear from him tomorrow. So hope to see you guys tomorrow. Hope to see you in the morning on Make It Rain. If not, we'll see you back here on the Joe Raineri Show tomorrow afternoon. Guys, good luck tonight. God bless. We'll see you again. Go get him tonight, man.